All right, I don't know if you guys will like this, but honestly, in my opinion, this thing looks freaking sick. Alright, I'm actually in a very good mood today, and that is because we have our new rooftop tent sitting in that massive cardboard box over there. Now I also have the aluminium top all fabbed up, which means we're ready to put a rooftop tent on this camper. Now the other thing I'm bloody happy about is yesterday I had a bit of a shift around. I moved that bench from back up in that corner. It's kind of just like, I don't know, it's kind of annoying having a bench in a corner because I actually lost about this much of the bench. Like that sort of corner was unusable. When I was in the middle of shifting, I forgot that I made this bench 700 and that bench 600 wide, so they didn't really click clack together, if that makes sense. So I've kind of taken like the practicality route instead of how the shed looks, which kind of makes sense. I mean, we're working in it every weekend. It makes sense to have the shed practical instead of looking good. So I just decided that this is my door. I moved the bench right up to the door. I now have the air compressor out. I got the drop saw, the bench grinder. I also now have my vise out. The welder beside the table is going to be mint because I had that sort of tucked up in the back corner. It's kind of annoying just pulling it out, so I think that's going to be cool there. So because I feel good today, I feel like we're all going to have a good day today and we're going to get a lot done on the trailer. So let's get into what we're going to do. Now in this big ass box, we have the King's Tour rooftop tent. I did go out and buy this last week as a big spend. A lot of people kind of said don't go the King's one because put something good on the trailer that you are spending so much time on, and I kind of agree with that. But at the same time, like, I don't have much money, guys. I don't make a lot of money, so the King's rooftop tent is basically the only thing I could afford. Did have one on the Navara, and the Navara one was good, so I don't really understand the whole quality issue. But I got the King's rooftop tent and it's going on. I'm sorry for all you guys that wanted to see like a darche or something on there. I just can't afford it. So this big shiny thing here, that is the aluminium top that is going to go on the top of the trailer to allow us to put the rooftop tent on top of the trailer. I decided that I am just going to make a steel tub rack, or I call it a tub rack, but tent rack. So this thing is 100mm thick, so it'll just mount perfectly on the top. I've already sort of test fitted it and it fits up really nice. Does look a little bit weird sitting on there, but I think once it's all done, it'll look a lot better. Sorry for the rambling, guys, but there is a lot to explain. So what we're doing today is basically we're going to try and mount the aluminium top on hinges and a gas strut, and then we'll actually try and make the tub rack for the tent, and then hopefully we can actually sit the tent up today and just see how it looks. But a lot of the work today is going to be in hinging and strutting this top because I do want it to open from one side. As you can see here, I've gone to Bunnings and I've bought 2 gas struts. Now these things I literally can't even push in, so I'm pretty certain these are going to be easily enough weight, and they're a nice sort of length as well, so that's good. But I did get some more handy seals, so we'll run that around the top first. Then we'll sit the aluminium top on. We've got 2 little piano hinges. Now these aren't very thin ones. They're actually quite thick and strong, so pretty confident these will last. I might just have to keep them sprayed up with a bit of inox or something. I did get 2 over-center latches as well, and just some extra mounts just in case I needed a 90-degree bracket. So today's video is actually going to be quite exciting for me because it is drastically changing the look of the trailer, and it's almost getting to the point that it's going to look when it's finished. Obviously just not painted yet, but we are getting close, guys. But anyway, that is enough rambling. I'm going to start by running this weather seal across the top. I will quickly just wax and grease remove just the outer edge. I'll be keeping the seal hard over as much as possible to the edge. So yeah, let's get into making this trailer a rooftop tent camper. wouldn't believe, but that used exactly, well, I mean, that's what I have left, but exactly 10 meters to do the whole trailer. Now I did have to pile 2 on top of this one because this bar wasn't level with this. It was a tiny bit down after I made it, but that's fine. Just pile up a couple on that and we are done with the rubber seal. And what I did in the corners, just to help with the corners, is I actually just cut a little 45 and put it in. This one I kind of stuffed up, that's why there's a little cut there, but you can see on this one, just add a little 45, otherwise you're only relying on a tiny little dust seal here. So let's get that on the trailer all by myself. So I warned you guys that it doesn't look very good when it's on top. I think that's just because it's aluminium, it's very square at the moment, and when we make our tub rack, it's actually going to come up and across, so to add like a little bit of angle to it, which will change sort of the way it looks. I'm pretty happy with the fitment actually. There was quite a big ding here, and there was also one on the opposite side in the exact same spot. I did actually just straighten them out with a block of wood and a hammer. I just stuck a block of wood up under and just smacked the crap out of it. The best thing about it is, because this is 100 mil, we have added 100 mil of height into the top, because the runs that are going across here are actually only, I think, 15 mil or 10 mil, something like that. Should be able to show you guys. So you can see under there, we've added quite a fair bit of height to it. The storage in there is going to be really, really good. Now what I need to do is actually mount the hinges first. So the hinges will go on the other side. So I've got 2 lots of piano hinges, and then we can actually mount the over center latches. So I'll probably have to weld something like that, 50 mil box, just into the corner, just so I can actually mount a latch to it, and then I can actually adjust the latch to clamp it down. So I'll try to start working out how exactly I'm going to mount these 2 hinges, but obviously bolting it is ideal because screw, especially in aluminium, can sort of wriggle loose, and if this wriggles loose, the whole tent's gone, so we don't want that. It looks bloody cool actually. I really actually don't mind the look of it. I think it looks bloody cool. All right, time to start mounting these hinges. Alright, these hinges are just about done. If you notice, I have screws in the top, and that's just because by myself, I'm not going to be able to drill right through there and get up in and actually put a nut and bolt on. I'm actually just going to wait until I have some help with that. But for now, the screws will do, and as you can see, we've bolted all down the bottom, hoping that I can get about that much angle out of it with the gas struts. Maybe just a little bit less, because I obviously don't want to tip the tent on its head. I've actually never fitted a gas strut from scratch before. I'm pretty sure I can figure it out, but I do know that, where is one? Here. I do know that if I was to mount it straight up and down like that, then obviously all the time, like driving down the road, it's gonna have, as strong as this gas strut is pushing against the roof. But if you actually mount it on an angle like that, when it's stowed away, it's actually pushing the force out this way and not up against the latches that we're gonna have. So I think it's a lot better to mount these on an angle. I'm gonna have a play around. The most important one is this front one, because I have limited mounting options, so I need to do that one first.
2 hours later.
I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I just had a massive fail. I did just go through like literally an hour's worth of work, and I bent all these plates up to suit. I even had to drill through these and remount these fittings here. I left one up here, but it was that friggin' tight that I couldn't even pull it down myself, and it was starting to flex the actual aluminium. So we are not gonna run those size struts. I'll just have to go to the shop and get some weaker ones. which is okay. That's just all Bunnings had at the moment. So moving on from the struts, I'm gonna have to now mount the latches. So I can obviously get one on there, but I need to add that box section on this side. So I'll bust out the welder. I had a bit of box laying around here. I'll bust out the welder. I'll stitch that on. Then I can actually mount the latches onto there. Latches are done. Obviously temporary screws back in. I will be pulling them out and doing bolts. So it's time to see if we can build a tent rack for the top of this. Now I do need to unbox that and take some measurements, but basically what I'm thinking is I've got 3 lengths of this 40 by 40, which should... So basically what I'm planning on doing is just making a square like that out of the box section. I might have to do a run across the middle. I'm not really sure how strong it'll be. Then we'll basically just have 4 little legs coming off each corner, and on those legs we'll have a bit of angle. I'm not really sure how to draw that, but we'll have a bit of angle just to actually sandwich over this like that, and then we'll be bolting from the side. First things first, I do need to unbox the tent and actually take a measurement of how the mounting rails go. Then I can actually sort of work out if I do have enough material. Okay, let's crack this tent open real quick and take some measurements. I actually completely forgot that you had to set these things up. I gotta take those little black bungs out and actually bolt these rails on. I won't bore you guys with that. I'll quickly get that done. Then I can start making the tub rack. All right, I've got these rails all mounted in. That didn't take too long at all. So the next step is basically measuring this. Now I need to measure to the outside because the mounting rails, they kind of slide in, and the way it mounts, it has to have a run going across. So basically we're making a big square around this, and I'm going to be making it 50 mil wider on each side. Yeah, time to get some steel out and start making some tent racks. I've done this little drawing. 1300 long is the rail that's going to be basically coming down here, and then 965 on the outer edges is the middle measurement. Basically how I'll do it is I'll cut a piece at 965 long, so 965, then I'll 45 each corner like that. So I'll cut a piece at 1300, which then I'll miter that corner as well, then miter that corner, and actually start cutting your lengths to the actual measurement that you want, as long as you're 45 in the corner. But if you're just butt joining and then plating the ends, which I don't really recommend doing, I think it's more work, then you do need to take into account that if you got 40 mil box section here, then you need to take off 40 mil on each side for a total of 80 mil off this measurement. As you can see, we've got the tent rack fully welded up. I've just ground down all those edges, but that is the top of the tent rack done. Corner to corner, it's dead square, and it also perfectly fits the tent. We're ready to start fabricating the mounts, which is probably going to be the hardest part of this job. Now what I'm thinking is with these offcuts here, I'll probably go something like that, but the hard part is getting the length and then getting this cut right. I'll quickly set that up on top and then I'll have a think about how it's going to turn out. I had no idea how I was going to do this, but I thought I'd just show everyone just in case it ever helps you in the future. What I did is I've sat that perfectly centered. I've taken about 4 measurements and I've just perfectly centered that. What I've just gone and done is I have just centered it. So basically this is now our straight edge on the edge. As you can see, that fits in there perfectly. So I've taken the mark across here, and once I cut that, I'm pretty certain it's actually going to give us the right length so I can actually start working out each corner. I thought I'd just show you guys just in case this does work, and yeah, might help you out someday. You can see I've cut 4 legs, and if I'm wrong, I don't think I have enough steel to complete this job. What I actually might do, just for a bit of a thrill, is just tack them on and then we'll flip it over and just see if we are right. Righto, we are fully tacked up. I actually had to square it this way, or 45 it that way, and then square it on the back corner just to make sure it was parallel with everything. And I think it doesn't look right, honestly, from here. It doesn't look like it's going to line up, but it just might. I'm not sure. Let's flip it around, have a look. If we've stuffed up, then video's over. If we haven't stuffed up, we'll keep going. So it's actually worked quite well. You can see that the edges are pretty well bang lined up. So what I'm going to do is quickly cut these angle bits and then tack them on while they're sitting like that. Now I'm going to make them a little bit wider just so I can actually get a nice weld in the corner. And the angle iron that I'm actually using is very, very thick stuff, so we're going to have no problems with strength. Actually, the best thing about putting these arms on this corner, because I've got a mitered cut and I've ground back a lot of the weld, this is now going to be the strength of this corner, because it's actually going to be welded to this bar and it's also going to be welded to this bar. So it's like it's just pulling everything together. It's actually been a couple of hours since I've seen you guys last. I've been tinkering around with this thing. It's so hard to get it right. I had to actually remake this whole beam just because for some reason that rock, it wasn't a twist. It was actually, this was too short. Now I've got everything dead square. I'm measuring from corner to corner. The ratchet straps are just to hold it tight to these bits of angle here. But I think it's time to tack this, and then we can flip it over and do some finish welding. Holy crap, some progress has been made today, guys. This is friggin' awesome. She is looking friggin' mint, actually. I'm absolutely stoked. I wasn't actually planning on making it that high. It's just kind of how it turned out. But I'm glad it is that high, because not only is it going to put the tent up higher, obviously rooftop tent's meant to be on the roof, it's allowed us to get that little bit of storage. So I honestly wish those struts worked, because it just would have topped today off. The video would have been perfect, but you get that, you plan to do something in your video and then you end up just not being able to do it because of something stupid that I did. So I know you guys are probably hanging out for it, because I am too, but I do want to chuck that on top and chuck the black cover on top just to sort of see what it looks like. Might even sit the toolbox back on the front, and that'll just give us a really, really good idea of how it's going to sort of look going down the road. So I don't know if I'll be able to lift that by myself, but we're going to give it a crack and see if I can get it up there. This is actually probably going to be one of the worst decisions I've ever made, because I'm going to get the thing back off pretty soon. All right, I don't know if you guys will like this, but honestly, in my opinion, This thing looks freaking sick. I absolutely freaking love it. Holy crap. Drop a comment, let me know what you think. Let me know if you like it or not. I reckon this is sick. Here we go. I'm absolutely stoked with this. I think this trailer is, well, it is my favourite trailer, but it is me only trailer too, so don't know where I was going with that one. It's a hard feeling to describe when you try and build something from scratch. Like this looked like crap when I got at this trailer, to be fair. Sorry all the number 5 fans, but when I got it, you know, you find the rust, you don't know what you're doing, cut half of it off and we end up here. It's an unreal feeling actually, it's pretty cool. I really think that a lot of you guys watching are very, very capable of doing this stuff yourself. And even if it's not to this scale, it can be a lot smaller project than something like this, but honestly, have a crack because the feeling is unreal. I can't wait to get this thing out now. Once the fridge and the drawer and all that is in the back and we're all set up, ready to go, it's gonna be the best feeling driving on the road for the first time. Now, I am absolutely buggered, so I'm gonna go inside and spend some time with Alicia and Diesel. One thing I wanted to quickly say is thank you to everyone who is buying the merch. It really, really does help to make these videos possible. So if you have picked up a shirt or a sticker, you're an absolute legend. If you do want one, the link's in the description. So yeah guys, that's a massive tick for the army trailer. We can actually go over to our list and start ticking some stuff off actually. So we got hinge the alloy top, tick. Make tent rack, tick. So we've still got a fair bit to do guys, but 2 ticks for the day. I could have separated that easily into 2 videos, but I was that keen that I just wanted to pump it out. So yeah guys, that's the end of the video. Thanks so much for watching. Hopefully you guys are enjoying the trailer and hopefully you like the look of it because I reckon it looks sick. I will catch you on the next episode. Peace.
The storm is coming, but I'm prepared.